Welcome back to the afternoon portion of our summit. We're now going to take on the next portion with Ms. Pat Watts, who is the Vice Chair of the California African American Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back, everyone. So I hope that you all had an opportunity to attend at least one of those really great breakout sessions. I was kind of hopping in all over the place and trying to just pick up little bits and pieces from each one of those sessions. And I think that hopefully you'll be able to listen to one of the breakout sessions through either our YouTube or website links to this conference because we are recording this. But I just wanted to tell you, I popped into a couple and wanted to highlight some of the things that I heard while I was in there. So I was into newest session on post-COVID, and she was really focusing on some trends that are happening right now post-COVID. And of course, we've all been impacted with COVID differently. But Tanua focused on four things that I thought was really interesting. It's consumer spending, how we're spending our money right now. Of course, a lot of people saved up a lot of money during the pandemic because weren't going anywhere, weren't traveling, just stashing money, and then now we're just spending like crazy. So that is a trend, an upward trend in spending. Also, there's upward trend in e-commerce, and she pointed that as one of the four areas where you see a lot of activity, a lot of economic activity. We've all become accustomed to learning how to buy from the internet as opposed to walking in the stores and the malls and the places that we used to go in and shop. We've diversified our spending habits. And Tanu also pointed out that we as a society became homebodies, homebodies. Lots of people are homebodies. They're working from home, they have not returned back to the office. And so that sort of changes, from an economic perspective, how you spend your money, where you spend your money, and what you're doing every day. Maybe you're not going out to lunches as much as you used to be, or attending conferences as much as you used to be. You're staying at home more. And that's a trend. And then lastly, she pointed out in this particular portion that I listened to was brand loyalty. That's really important because like post COVID, everyone had their favorite brands, the things that they went out and bought, the stores that they shopped at, and all of those different things. And then COVID sort of changed again our habits, how we shopped, then impacted our loyalty to those brands and may have created new loyalties to new brands. And so I thought those were really four great areas in that panel that she pointed out. And she also talked about the future of the economy, what she sees trending in the future. She mentioned the green economy and she mentioned the healthcare economy. And that's kind of where I popped out, but I thought it was really exciting and Tanua, great job on the part that I was able to attend. And for those of you who get a chance to listen to her webinar, if you attended another one, I think you will really enjoy it. I also spent some time over in Barbara Sullivan's webinar on resiliency and resiliency tools. And that was a really great session. One of our fellow board members was asked for some nuggets that she got out of it. And I thought they were really important. She talked about the importance of locking arms together. Our African American organizations, our African American businesses, our African American communities. It is important for us to collaborate. It is important for us to network. When we do that, when we work together, our voices are louder. And we need to be loud because we are looking at growing wealth in our communities. And this is how we grow that wealth. It's not just about building the businesses, but it's actually about generational wealth. It's about community wealth. And so networking, collaboration, and supporting our business, our organizations across the board, community-based organizations, business organizations, trade organizations, ethnic trade organizations are an important voice in our building the African American economy. And she also talked about planning, and this is really true when you're in business. Planning is an important part of that, but you get busy doing all the other things. But we have to take some time to step back and have a vision. Spoke specifically about that because one of the panelists in that session, Elijah Adams, has an amazing story of having a vision back in 2012 of taking on an area that he wasn't really very even familiar with, which was line construction, electrical line construction in a utility company. And he was able to go out and garner up this investors and purchase a mom and pop, and actually was an African American company, mom and pop electric company. He purchased that and he has turned that into now a $90 million company, one of Southern California Edison's largest African American, probably the only African American in line construction. I don't think I'm out of school there, but he's able to grow that in this time. And it is so amazing when you have a vision, write that vision down, and then you plot and plan how you're going to achieve that vision. And lastly, her third tidbit was the importance of hiring people. And who you hire is so important, because in order for you to grow a business, you got to have the right talent, you got the right staff, you need to have loyalty from those people that work for you. You need to be able to inspire them to help you grow your business. And again, that all equates to building an African American economy. So those are the tidbits I got out of that session, and I hope that again I encourage you to attend or review, listen to the other breakout sessions. If you were able to attend one that you think that might be interesting to you, they're all interesting. I want to ask anyone of my fellow board members that are here that are panelists. I don't want to leave out the first session, the arts and entertainment session. And I didn't get a lot of time to spend in there. So if anyone of my fellow board members can add anything.
I did have the opportunity to sit in a portion of the arts, as a business breakout. It was absolutely phenomenal. Particularly, Ernest talked about the infrastructure and other components that are needed to promote a successful arts enterprise. Now we're talking about a major billion-dollar industry that we are really the creators of from an artistic standpoint. But to hear Ernest talk about the actual business infrastructure and requirements, and I wasn't in the entire session, but it was very enlightening. And I hope we can work with him going forward, because arts and media are really us, as I've said. And I think as a chamber, we need to promote this more to make sure that those who are in the arts, whether it's the performing arts or the graphic arts or other, critical areas, that we are providing them resources to ensure that they have the platform and the access to their audiences and the capital they need to generate their arts. And I know many cities have art commissions that fund certain projects. I sit on the SF Jazz Board of Trustees in San Francisco. We receive enormous funds from the city and county of San Francisco, as well as other funders. So I thought it was just extraordinarily formative. I wish I could have sat in the entire session. It was mind blowing.
Okay, well, again, encourage everyone to attend those through our video links of this conference. But at this time, I'm actually turning the session back over to you, Chairman Simon.
I want to thank again Vice Chairman Pat Watts and all of the breakout participants. The panels were extremely encouraging. I was kind of polling some of the people that I know are watching, and I've been told that the content today has been absolutely phenomenal. I think someone could literally build a business based on what they've heard today, and I know that it'll be more exciting information with a smoother technical experience tomorrow afternoon, and encourage you to return. Let me take a special moment to thank the Honorable Fiona Ma, Treasurer of the State of California, who actually was under the weather, but was insistent on doing a live feed with us. And being someone that comes out of the banking and securities industry myself, before I went into public service, again, the information she gave, one could literally fund or build an enterprise on. I also want to thank the Honorable Lori Wilson, the chair of the Legislative Black Caucus. The chamber historically has had a very strong relationship with the Legislative Black Caucus, and with the newly elected, as well as some of the legacy members, we're going to build that for the benefit of those of you that support us we want to support you. I also want to thank the Honorable Mayor Deborah Robertson, Mayor of Rialto, and one of our board members. As you saw firsthand, she's a dynamo. And by the way, she, as well as Bernard Johnson and one of our board members, sit on the Caltrans, diverse board, and we're constantly working with Caltrans, and we plan on doing something specifically on that topic going forward. I think that's really important as this nation finally addresses its infrastructure needs. And of course, my homegirl, Dr. Julianne Malveaux, she is so brilliant. She provides so much information in a way that we can honestly apply. My undergraduate degree is in economics, and many economists are so esoteric that you can't really apply what they're telling you. But Dr. Malveaux brings it on the ground floor. So I want to thank her as well. And most important, I want to again thank our sponsors, Sempra, Meta, PG&E, and the other companies out there and members who have sponsored our activities. This has been a great first day. It's going to be better tomorrow afternoon, commencing at 1 p.m. Please join us early, and God bless you and be safe. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow afternoon.